his little sister. So our first paragraph is going to go to Zapik.
その時、後ろの方から、すん、すしん、す、すしんとガスガスな音が聞こえてきた。ジャックは辺りを見回した。At that time, from behind,
Mm-hmm.
and there's this sound effects.
Yes. And it could be kikoita. What's kikoita?
It can be heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kasuna is like slight, like a quiet sound. Zishin, zishin.
辺りを見ました。辺り。
Mm-hmm. Atari means surroundings.
Oh, yeah, he looked at his surrounding.
Mm-hmm. And the next line here goes to Afifa.
ずっと遠くの空の方から何かがこっちへやってくる。From the field far away. Something's coming this way.
Perfect. That's exactly what it says. Nice. And then Grayson, next line for you.
ジャックは心臓が凍りつきそうになった。I feel like we've had this word before, shinzo.
You're right, we have had shinzo before. Do you recognize the first kanji that shows up in the word kokoro?
Yeah, that's the spirit.
Yes, kokoro does mean spirit. A lot of times it's translated as heart, but it's the spirit version of heart. With zo added to it, shinzo is talking about the physical heart. The one in your chest. Not the metaphorical one.
Okay. So talking about Jack's heart. I don't know the verb. I'm just gonna assume that his heart is just beating quickly or loudly or something.
It's a really good guess from the context. Kori, this isn't the kanji for this, but kori also means ice. And this is used as a totally different kanji. But the idea is that we're attaching ice to the heart. So his heart is stopping in this context. It freezes.
Okay.
His heart stops. It specifically says he felt like his heart was about to stop, like to give out on him type of idea. That's how worried he was. And the next two lines will go to Japik.
恐ろしい顔をした強大な恐竜だ。長くて太い尻尾を、右に左に揺らしながら日本の足で歩いてくる。With like a frightened face. It is a big dinosaur.
So are you saying the big dinosaur had a frightening face?
Oh no, that's probably Jack.
So you're saying that Jack has a frightened face looking at the dinosaur?
Oshita.
It's not about the oshita, it's about what this comma is doing. There's no subject in this sentence, so it's not defined.
It's probably with a face that looks frightening.
Yes, it is a scary looking face because this comma is telling us this is a relative clause, not describing kyodai, but describing kyoryu.
Yeah.
So it's not a large frightening. It is like the largeness isn't a frightening face. The dinosaur is a frightening face. Has a frightening face. Yes.
So with it's a long and big or fat tail, and with that, Yurashinagra is probably like swaying it to the left and
Yeah.
right. Yeah. 日本の足ではできる。And it's walking on two legs.
Perfect. That's exactly what it's saying. Nice. And the next line is going to go to Afifa.
短い前足を体の前でブラブラらさせている。前足が。
Okay, so we have a couple of things here. I guess the most important part is saseru. You probably haven't seen that used in this context this way. Do you know what saseru means? It comes from the verb suru, and then it's in a-se-ru form. Do you know what that tense is? So this is called causative form. This is most commonly used to say you made somebody do something or you allowed somebody to do something. But there's a third use for it that you would not have been taught in class, I don't think, which is about causing a state to occur. So there are certain verbs in Japanese that are transitive and transitive pairs. You probably have taught that. English has a couple, like the verb to disappear versus to erase, are a transitive and transitive pair. If I say I disappear, what does that mean? Who disappeared? Was it me? Was it somebody else? I'll do say, yeah, I disappear. So who disappeared? Say it loudly.
The person saying.
You're right, the person saying it. But if I said I erase, what is being erased? The person saying or something else? I erase.
Else.
Something else. That's what is an intransitive pair. So the I disappear, saying I am doing the action, I am doing it. Some of these verbs can get added causative form to turn them from a passive verb into an active verb, basically, is the second use of causative form. So I disappear can turn into to erase, basically, by adding aseru to it. So that's basically what's going on here. This specifically only really happens with like state verbs. So bura bura is the sound effect, adverb, whatever, of something kind of dangling, like you're not really like moving it in any kind of way. So normally this would be mijikai ashi ga bura bura. But that's a little bit weird because the ga of this whole sentence, the topic of the sentence, is the kyoryu. And if we do that, then we're changing the topic of the sentence. But the focus of the sentence, we wanted to keep it on the kyoryu. We're describing what the kyoryu looks like. And we didn't really want, we want to say the kyoryu's michikai maeashi. We didn't actually want to be like talking now about its front legs or whatever. Like here it's not actually front legs, but same kind of idea for something. So because of that, we wanted this not to be the subject, and we wanted this to be an O, so we decided to change the suru into saseru. So what does bura bura mean again?
To dangle.
To dangle. So saseteru means it is making it dangle. And it is making what dangle? Mijikai maeashi.
And small front feet.
Exactly, the small front legs. So in this context, it's probably referring to arms, but because it's a dinosaur, it's called legs, because it's not a human being, I guess. The front legs is the arms, because that's why they're small. Because I don't think there's any creatures that have long legs and teeny arms like this. Body doesn't really work like that. Now, these arms are dangling where? 体の前.
In front of the body?
Yes, in front of the body. So it says, it's small little front arms, legs thingies. They are dangling in front of the body. And then this paragraph right here is going to go to Zapek.
大きな頭、顎まで裂けた口、長くて鋭い歯がギラギララと光っている。Okay, at least the head is big. Then there's a lot of words I don't know. 顎まで。
Ago. Ago is your chin.
So mouth that goes up to the chin?
Yeah.
長くてすると、what's the 歯漢字?
Teeth.
Teeth, okay. So long teeth, 鋭い. Long and sharp.
Yep.
ギラギラ, it's onomatopoeia. Oh, yeah, the teeth are shining. Yeah.
Yes, the teeth are glittering. Perfect. Nice. So right here, since we're talking about the chin, I guess it's more like the jaw, right? So like a human being, our mouth doesn't go all the way to the hinge of our jaw, right? So when it's talking about the mouth splitting there, they're talking about right where that hinge is. It goes all the way to that end. Versus like with a human being mouth, right? We're more about there with our hinge, where our cheek is. Type of illustration. Just because like I feel like when you hear split from your chin, you're probably like the automatic is like this, right? Here's your chin. I feel like that's what I first pictured. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Next line goes to Grayson.
ジャックが震える声でつぶやいた。Okay. Okay, so we have Jack as the subject, and then we have a voice. Furu, and if that's like the furu that means old.
Furui?
Or not? Huh? Furui?
This is not old.
No.
Furueru is to shake, to quiver.
Furueru. So like his voice is shaking. What about tsubuyaita?
Tsubuyaku, the verb of the sentence, means to mutter.
Ah, okay.
So altogether, what does it say?
Jack mutters in a shaking voice.
Perfect.恐竜の王者, Tyrannosaurus. It's the king of the dinosaurs, the T-Rex. And wow, we hit that chapter ending. 大事な忘れ物. Something that was really important to you that you forgot. And the next line is going to go to Afifa.
ツリーハウスへ戻るんだ。急げ。Let's run and return to the treehouse. Treehouse.
Perfect. Let's run, Annie. Let's go back to the treehouse. Nice. And the next line here is going to go to Grayson.
ジャックと兄は、全族領で丘を駆け下りた。Okay, so we have Jack and Annie. Okay. Okay, I think the Oka is the hill.
So kake is a very, very common verb that we've seen in this book. They're using it a whole lot. For example, it's right over here. There's kakeyoru, right? Kake oriru. It's almost always used kake nuku. It's almost always used in a compound sentence rather than by itself. Kake wake. Sentence. All the kakes. Too bad we can't go to the previous sentence to do examples from that. But kake has the meaning of running or rushing towards something. So rather than saying like adding hashiru, you normally add kake when you're doing the compound words. And it's normally at the front because the most important information is that you're running somewhere, not the way in which you're running, which is the second part of information. So kake nuku means to run through something. Kake yoru means to run towards something. Kake wake means to run dividing something, so in between things. And kake oriru means to run in a way that allows us to oriru. Oriru
I'm pretty sure oriru is like to get off of something.
Yeah, it is used to get off of something, like a subway train, for example. Yeah. It has kind of the meaning of downwardness. Oriru. Because you get off the train. Like in English we use the word off. Or whatever. But you can kind of think about it as like trains in Japan. I think the car is a step above the platform normally. So you walk
and usually buses are the same way.
Exactly. So you're taking a step down. Or like even back if like they rode horses or something, right? You're getting down from the horse. So oriru is to go down something. So kake oru, what do you think that means? Oriru.
So they're getting they're running down the hill.
Exactly. They're running down the hill. Who's running down a hill?
Oh, Jack and Annie.
Perfect. And do you think they're slowly running down the hill or fastly running down the hill? Zen soku ryoku.
I don't know why they would slowly run down a hill, but
exactly. Specifically, Zen means all for this, so they're running with all of their strength. And I think the soku.
Is that the Zen in like Zen?
Yeah, or Zenbu. Very common. Or sensei, I think.
Not sensei, no.
No, I don't think it's sensei.
Oh well. Similar looking, they both got their hats. But yeah, Zen from Zendu, it means all. So soku means speed, and ryoku is power. So using your full speed power is what it says. Next line goes to Zapik.
背の高い草をかき分け、シダの茂みを、抜け、プテラノードンの前を、駆け抜け、縄ばしごをより登った。So, dividing the grass that's as tall as your back. and going through what's it called again? Those
The
grass things?
bushes. Yeah.
Yeah,
The shida is
kern.
the fern, yes.
Yeah. And プテラノの前を駆け抜け and going through in front of the dragon. No, I mean dinosaur. And let's go and climbing up the rope ladder.
Yep, exactly. Yep. They run through the grass and then they run through the fern bushes and then they run through the right in front of the dinosaur with the wings and then they run up, they clamber up specifically the rope ladder. And next line goes to Afifa.
先に小屋に着いた兄が窓のところへ駆け寄った。Annie stopped in front of a small room.
What was the stop kanji? Hiragana? Verb? Whatever? Oh, tsuita? So, the better way to translate tsuita is to arrive at. Because stop feels like she paused somewhere, but there's no pausing going on. They have reached their destination. Right? Like if I said I went to the store, I wouldn't say I stopped at the store, unless it's like on the way of doing something else. It just has that, in English it has a connotation of, it's a pause, we have a different destination, that's our goal. And this is the goal destination. So Annie, she arrives at the small room. She arrives sakini. What do you think sakini means?
Is it like in front of?
Yes, she arrives first into the small hut. And what does she do? Mado no tokoro e kakeyotta.
I guess looks into the window.
She does, but do you remember what kake meant? The same kake from kake oreru and kake wakeru and kake nuke? What does kake mean? Does anybody remember what kake means? Anybody can yell
running.
it out. It does. It means running. So she runs to the location of what?
The window?
The window. That's all it's saying. She runs to the window. So the verbs here at the end don't really matter because they're just like the vibes of the word. Because kake is already telling you everything you need to know. Whether or not she's running up the hill or down the hill doesn't matter as long as we know she's running. Doesn't really matter as long as we know she's running toward the hill, but she's going toward it, getting closer to the hill, which is already insinuated by the e, but we're just being specific. So as long as you remember that kakeru as a front-facing verb means to run. And then Grayson, next two lines will be for you.
大丈夫あっち行く
What? あっちへ行く.
Oh, あっちへ行く。兄が息を弾ませていた。Okay. Okay, well, Dajo was just, it's okay. And so Annie, okay, I'm pretty sure that Annie's the one doing the speaking. Yeah, there's ita for speaking. What's iki?
Right here. Iki is breathing. I don't remember hearing you translate it achie iku though. I feel like I didn't hear that.
Oh.
I only heard daijoubu, it's okay.
Yeah, daijoubu is it's okay. I have a tendency to just focus on the words I know.
Achie iku.
Iku is going, like we're gonna go somewhere.
Do you know what kochi means? Like kochira e douzo. What you might have heard in class. Kochi. Kochira e douzo. You know what koko means?
Coco is here.
You're right, koko is here. So if you go into a restaurant, so this is when you're getting into the restaurant playing in Japanese class, they'll tell you, the waiter will say kochira e douzo, meaning follow me, saying. So dozo means please in the direction of where I am. The kochi from koko. So kochira is just more polite than kochi. Because kochi is basically a way to say where I am. But it's not like a location like koko wa blah 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 blah. It's literally saying so I am here, right? That'd be kochi wa. It's like the kachi is like that. Kochi is like is a noun that basically means where I am currently at this location. So you might say like kochi koi if you're talking to a dog, saying come here, but it's saying come to where I am. Rather than saying koko ni kite, which also means come here. It just the difference is that koko is more about the location itself, while kochi is talking about you. It's adding the focus to where you are as a location, rather than koko is putting a focus on the location and not on the you. That's what the difference is. So we don't really specify that difference in English, maybe. Anyway, do you know what asoko means?
Asoko.
Do you know what soko means?
I feel like I've heard asoko before. Wait. Yeah. It's of course it's the like the here and there and over there.
Yes, you said koko is here.
Yeah.
Asoko is the there that is farther away
Over
between
there.
you and whoever you are talking to. Asoko,
Yeah.
way over there. That's what the a means. So when we go over here with the kochi, we can also say achi, right? And sochi as well. So all those have the thing. So achi means way over at a location that is far away from both of us. Putting a focus on the thing. So you could have said asoko, but she's using achi because she is referring to the kyoryu here, right? The kyoryu ga achi e iku. So she's saying it's going over there toward it's basically saying the dinosaur is going in a direction that is very far away from us, is what it's telling us, with a focus on the fact that it's away from us and not focusing on the fact it's away from the treehouse. So if she said asako e iku, that would insinuate she's saying it's going away from the treehouse, but she's saying it's going away from us. So that's what the specification is. Doesn't really matter in English, but there's a difference in Japanese, I guess.
Oh, okay. So she's saying it's okay, it's going away from us.
Exactly. Rather than saying going away from the treehouse. Okay, so that's what that's saying. Iki is breath, and hazumaseru is to pant, to make so you're panting. You know. So what does she do?
She said it's okay, they're going away, and she said that while panting.
Perfect. Okay, so the next line is going to go to Afifa. Jack.
ジャックもずり落ちた目が目を直して外を見た。
ジャックもずり落ちたメガネを直して 外を見た。
Did Jack fall down?
That's a good guess. Do you know what a megane is?
Glasses.
Yes. So the glasses are being described as zuri ochiru. So Jack isn't the one doing zuri ochiru. The megane are.
The glasses are falling down.
You're right. The glasses are falling down. That's exactly what it says. The zuru here is like a slippery sound effect. So the glasses falling down does not mean it fell down on the floor. It insinuates they fell down the tip of his nose. That one. And then Jack, he is doing the action of naosu. Naosu. You know what naosu means?
And also to correct something.
To correct. So he corrects the megane that had zuri ochitad. What does that mean? He corrected the megane.
He readjusted the glasses that were
Exactly.
sliding downstairs.
Perfect. And then what does he do?
Look outside.
Perfect. Nice. And because last time Grayson got a long one, we're going to have Afifa do another one.
イワナとオルスの背中が遠ざかっていくのが見えた。背中 the back
Yes.
of the dinosaur? Yeah.
Behind.
The dinosaur's back. He saw a dinosaur very far away.
Yeah, that is what he's saying. He saw the back of the dinosaur very far away. So he could see the thing, the one, which is the dinosaur moving very far away, off into the distance. And then the rest of this paragraph is going to go to Zappic.
と思ったのも、つかの間、ティラノサウルスはまたこっちを向いて、くわーっと口を開けた。The first part I don't really get. と思ったのも。
So tsukanoma
Yeah.
means for a moment.
So he thought that for a moment, but
Yes.
then the dinosaur like turns back and opens his mouth in a gua way.
Perfect. And then we have the kochi here, which I believe Grayson had trouble with earlier. Grayson, what does kochi mean?
Kochi is where I am.
Exactly. So they're just focusing
I wrote it down.
Good way to do it. Very useful vocab word. Our next line will go to Afifa. Well, actually, Grayson, it's actually your turn.
Okay. Kakurero Jaku ga sakinde futari wa isoide atama o sageta. Kakurero.
Kakureru is the verb.
Kakureru.
You know what kakusu means? Kakurembo? Kakurembo is hide and seek. Kakusu is to hide something. Kakureru is to hide oneself. That's our transitive and transitive pair. And then we have ro here. So this is a do it form. Kakurero, which is saying hide.
But the kakureru was to hide yourself?
Yes. Kakureru.
Okay. So Jack is saying hide. Let's see. We have a futari.
But first we have the verb sakende.
Okay.
逆が叫んで。
Sakende.
Sakende from sakebu is to yell.
Okay.
So what does Jack do?
So he yells, hide.
Exactly. And then the two of them, the futari wa, do what?
Yeah, okay. Okay, the atama is the head.
Sageta is to like duck.
That was going to be my guess for what they would do with their heads. So he's Swedish. Oh, that's quickly.
Yes.
So they quickly duck their heads.
Exactly. Hi, Jack yells, and the two of them quickly duck their heads. Perfect. And the next line here goes to Zappic.
しばらくして、恐ろ恐ろ顔を上げてみると、ティラノサウルスの姿は見えなくなっていた。So after a while, with like a nervous, with lifting the face nervously and looking, the body of the dinosaur is no longer visible.
Exactly. Perfect. And with sugata, you can always ignore that in translation. It's needed in Japanese to specify that you're physically seeing an object with sugata, which in English we don't normally specify. So full points. I just wanted to point that out since it's a weird random thing to know. Next goes to Afifa.
危なかった。ザクがつぶやいた。Jack murmured that was dangerous.
Yep, oh, that was dangerous. And he mutters out, perfect. Good job remembering that. Since you did so perfect, you'll get the next line as well.
早くここから、脱出しなくちゃ。でも、どうやって、We have to escape quickly from here. But how do we do that?
Perfect. And the next little lines will go to Grayson.
ここに、北とまと反対のことをすれば。Okay. ここに北。Yeah, so that is come here. Toki? Wait, that was like when you come here?
Ta? Kita? Not kuru. Kita?
Oh. When you came here?
Yep, when we came here.
When we came here.
Hantai means opposite.
The opposite of koto o sureba.
What verb is hidden in sureba? Do you know what verb that is?
Yeah, so it's the suru.
You're right.
But it's
hantai no koto o suru.
What's koto?
Koto doesn't really have meaning.
Okay.
It is a thing that denotes the categoryness of a word or multiple events of a word. hantai, hantai o suru wouldn't have any meaning because the hantai needs to be categorized as the event that they're referring to, because we want to talk about an action. So the hantai no koto is referring to the opposite of what was done at some point. So in English,
Okay.
this is adding a the in front of it. The opposite. Hantai no koto.
Okay. So when we came here, we were doing the opposite of this.
That's a good guess. What
Oh, wait, there's a question
confused,
mark.
what confused you is that the second clause is not in past tense. You translated it as if it says shita. Shita.
Okay.
Past tense. But the second clause is actually in future tense. Will. So it says, when we came here, right? Koku ni kita toki no to hantai no koto. So it says, so this to, that's another thing that kind of confused you. You didn't translate the to. What were you thinking was the to's use in the sentence?
Like it was connected to the toki, like to make the
It is
clause
connected
of like
to the toki, but it's
when
not
this
the
happened?
clause connector of when. So the clause connector of when only occurs at the end of a sentence. Toki is a noun.
Yeah. Okay.
That can't be the end of the sentence. It's not physically possible for a noun to end a sentence. Things that can end a sentence are e-adjectives, da, and then verbs. And maybe adverbs, but no, not adverbs. So those are the only ways you can end a sentence. It's either a verb, da, or e. So if this was a second, it would have said toki dato, with a da there, because that would tell us the sentence has ended. But instead, we're just taking a noun. So instead, this has to be noun to, which is and. Noun to is and, or with. This is the with version of to, because in Japanese, if you, for example, if you are doing karate, right, that means there's an insinuation that there's a person A and a person B, right? And there's two people and they're supposed to fight against each other. So in this case, it'd be A ga B to tatakao. A fights with B. So when there's an insinuation in the verb or whatever that there should be a equal opposite person existing, the thing that is the opposite thing is marked by the to. So this is actually describing the hantai of the hantai no koto, saying the opposite of the thing we did when we came here. So I'm sorry for not specifying that, because you would never have seen the embedded clause to before. That I don't know when that's taught. Like, maybe contextual. So the opposite of when we came here, and then this ba. You know what ba form is?
No.
So
I was gonna ask about that part.
Riba is our last if/when statement. It is used when you don't want to use the other if/when statements. It is the generic one. So all the other if/when statements have a specific use. So the to one you were thinking about is used with 100% possibility or immediately afterwards, which can be used for an observation. Tada, which you haven't seen in a while, means the first time an event occurs, and nada means person specific. Like, if Sam comes to the party, then I will go as well. But if Bob went to the party, it doesn't affect me at all. Right, very specific to the person. Well, to is very specific, is like 100%, 5 plus 5 equals 2 type of idea. So if it's not one of those three things, you use reba. So here, it's reba, because you can't use to here, because we don't know for sure what the outcome will be, so that's not possible. And we can't really use tada, because we don't know what's going to happen, right? And it's not like person specific in any kind of way. because we're talking about it as the thing we did before. Let's just retry it. So we kind of have to just, the reba is the only thing that's left for this specific hypothetical. So she says, why not? Why don't we try doing what we did, the opposite of what we did when we came here, is what Annie says. And then what does Jack say in response to that?
Hantai no koto. Right, we said koto didn't have a...
Yeah, it's kind of like adding the in front of the sentence.
Yeah.
You know what hantai means?
I'm thinking that tai...
No,
I think that's the
hantai.
thing for hantai. I'm not sure.
Hantai, same from hantai before, means opposite.
Oh, yeah.
So,
okay, we just had that one, yeah.
Yep. So hantai no koto means the opposite. So altogether it says, Annie said, well, why don't we do the opposite thing that we did last time? Why don't we try that? The opposite? And then the next paragraph goes to Zapik.
プテラノードに会いたいって言ったら、ここに来たんだから、今度は帰りたいって言えばいいのよ。So it's quotation of I want to meet the Pteranodon dinosaur. So when they said that, they came here. So this time we should say, I want to go back.
Exactly. Perfect. And here we legit have the Tata, right? We're describing a one Pacific event. What happened last time, right? Versus here, we're not really talking about Pacific event. We're talking more of a general hypothetical with the ebas here. Just clarifying that since it was on the topic. And it's always good to get that talked about. Afifa, next line for you.
確かにそれが、ジャックが叫んだ。That's true. Did he shout that?
Perfect. Good job remembering Sakenda. Nice. And our last line of the day, I believe, is going to go to Grayson.
Frog Creek ni kairi tai. I want to go back to Frog Creek.
Perfect. And that is where we're going to